Let me start by saying that to have guns or to not have guns is an age-old debate of our lifetime that will likely never be resolved. Everyone's got their opinions. Half the people see the benefit in law-abiding citizens owning guns, be it recreational or for self-defense. The other half are jaded fucking idiots. But I just watched a video that got me so unbelievably irritated, and the chicken shit who posted the video disabled comments. So I feel like I have to not only address the insane bullshit coming out of this stupid woman's dick sucker, but also welcome any comments on this video that the poster was too scared to allow. I realize it's an older video. It was posted in 2007, but this is the first time I'm seeing it, so now is the time when I bitch about it. This video, which is titled Gun Facts 101, Assault Weapons, contains so many non-facts that I can't even believe it, and I may struggle to adequately describe my disdain, even with my elaborate vocabulary. Like all people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, she speaks with resolve as if she knows what the fuck she's talking about, which, to make perfectly clear, she does not know what the fuck she's talking about. Here are the main points she made which I had a major problem with. And yes, I realize that these are pretty much every point that she had. That's because everything she said was wrong and stupid and fucking insane. Number 1. An assault weapon is a gun that is designed to be spray-fired from the hip. Really? Are you out of your mind? Here are some definitions I found on the web after searching for define assault weapon in Google. Assault weapon is a non-technical term referring to any of the broad category of firearms with certain features, including some semi-automatic rifles, some pistols, and some shotguns. Any civilian legal firearm with semi-automatic mechanism that remotely resembles a military, usually fully automatic, weapon in appearance but not in function. And finally, as defined by U.S. federal law, mainly any semi-automatic rifle having two or more of certain, mainly cosmetic features common among assault rifles, such as a collapsible stock, pistol grip that extends below the main part of the frame, bayonet lug, or flash hider. Weird. Nowhere in there did it say something designed to be spray-fired from the hip. Jesus fucking Christ. Unless you have a very difficult to get firearm dealer license, you cannot get an automatic machine gun. That being said, nearly every assault weapon you will ever encounter in the United States will be a semi-automatic gun. That means you pull the trigger every time you want a bullet to come out. You ever see someone spray fire a non-automatic weapon? Me neither. And shot from the hip? Every goddamn picture on your silly-ass poster is of a gun equipped with sights. If these guns were designed to shoot from the hip, why would they come with sights? The only gun I can even think of that may have been designed specifically to shoot from the hip is a pistol grip-only shotgun. And there aren't any pictures of any shotguns on your poster. Point number 2. Assault weapons were created to be used in trench warfare. While I have no proof that this is or is not true, I suspect it isn't, and here's why. Look at Wikipedia's article on assault weapons, and do a find for the word trench. It doesn't exist anywhere on the page. Now view the trench warfare article on Wikipedia and try to find the phrase assault weapon. Nowhere to be found. This is not proof that she is wrong, but it supports my suspicion that she is pulling her facts straight out of her own gritty asshole. Point number 3. Assault weapons are used primarily in war. According to the definition of assault weapons, they are not. Point number 4. 30 years ago, the gun industry created and marketed assault weapons towards civilians. You can't even begin to back up this non-fact. 30 years ago from right now was 1981. The Thompson submachine gun had been around since 1920, and that is considered by some to be the first assault weapon. Many others have varying opinions on what the first assault weapons were, but I assure you they were all created long before the 1980s. Number 5. Bullets from assault weapons can go through doors. Now you're just fucking with me. You can't be serious. The bullets can go through doors, you say. I realize that you anti-gun jack-offs get most of your gun knowledge from Steven Seagal movies where bullets don't penetrate the bale of hay that he's hiding behind, but in real life, the smallest, lowest caliber bullets can go through doors. There are a lot of different types of doors. Maybe get more specific about what sort of door an assault weapon bullet can go through. One of your pictures looks to me like a 9mm compact submachine gun. A 9mm bullet is the same that most cops in America use, and is highly popular for use by civilians for personal protection. A 9mm bullet can go through many types of residential doors. According to you, cops and civilians are walking around all over America with assault weapon grade bullets just waiting for the chance to start shooting through doors. Point number 6. Assault weapons pose a particular threat to law enforcement. True, some assault weapons hold a lot of bullets. Some are of a higher caliber than a common handgun, but they are not the threat to law enforcement. The gang-banging asshole who intends to use it on law enforcement is the particular threat to law enforcement. And let me ask you this. If I approach a cop with a small revolver and point it at him, is he going to act much less threatened than if I approached him with an Uzi? I'm willing to bet that he's going to react the same way to either situation, shoot the fuck out of me for pointing any gun at him. And rightly so. Number 7. 1 in 5 law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty were killed with an assault weapon. I'm going to go ahead and assume that this statistic isn't accurate because nothing in this video is. You've shown no efforts to back up anything you've said, and many of your facts are so obviously wrong and stupid you shouldn't be allowed in public. But for the sake of argument, let's pretend that your data can be trusted. 1 in 5 cops who are killed in the line of duty are killed by an assault weapon. It's not a very high percentage. Do you have any idea how many guns are out there? You're saying that only 1 out of those were killed by an assault weapon. The weapon that, according to you, was designed to murder people and mow down law enforcement. And this was the cause of only 1 out of 5 cops' deaths. From what you preach, psychopaths are on every street corner spraying bullets at police officers with assault weapons, yet only 20% of police deaths are due to this? Holy shit, lady, you're really starting to sound like a brainless cunt. Point number 8. After the assault weapons ban, manufacturers created copycat weapons that were not within the spirit of the law, but were within the letter of the law. You mean to tell me that when the federal government told the gun makers that they could no longer sell certain types of guns, that the gun makers stopped selling those types of guns, yet made guns which were legal and sold those instead? Holy shit. I can't believe those diabolical gun makers even got away with it. Copycat weapons? They made copycats of their own goddamn products? No, they modified the product to be legal according to the new laws. When the government told the car makers that they could no longer sell cars without seatbelts, did the car manufacturers start selling copycat vehicles that exploited the loophole which allowed them to keep selling cars? I guess if following the law is your idea of a loophole, then you're a very special person who should be forced to wear a helmet in case you forget how to walk and fall down. And really, the spirit of the law? We passed all these laws that could put firearm manufacturers out of business for no good fucking reason, and wouldn't you know, they aren't really getting into the spirit of the law. They went right on ahead and kept making guns, while following the actual law, of course, but by gum, they aren't in the spirit of it. Fuck you. 9. Reasons that they pose a particular danger are their velocity and the fact that they are designed to spray fire. Well, again, they were not designed to spray fire. Some were, perhaps, but you can't make a broad statement like that because it's preposterous and wrong, and I think I've already made my point clear on this one. And last but not least, number 10. They are an attractive weapon to those bent on mass murders, such as the Columbine shooters and the Washington, D.C. snipers who used an assault weapon. Where do I begin? Some assault weapons could be attractive to lots of people. Anyone who wants a gun for defense or offense could find benefits to an assault weapon. Because assault weapon is such a broad term, any type of person who is in the market for a gun could find some benefit in a gun that may fit somewhere in that category. That being said, shut the fuck up. Here's where I'm really going to start picking apart your bullshit. You cited some very specific examples of mass murderers who used assault weapons. The 2 guys who shot up Columbine. Between the 2 of them, they had 2 12-gauge shotguns, 1 9mm carbine rifle, and 1 Tech 9 handgun. I'm going to skip right by the 12-gauge shotguns. Yeah, they were using them for assaulting, so in that sense, they were an assault weapon. In the same sense that if I beat someone to death with a toaster, I killed them with an assault appliance. But they're not considered assault weapons by most, and even your little poster didn't show a shotgun on it. Next, there's the 9mm rifle. Here's the exact excerpt from Wikipedia about this model of rifle that he used. The High Point carbine is a series of carbines chambered for 9x19mm parabellum, 40 caliber Smith & Wesson, and 45 caliber ACP. They are very inexpensive, constructed using polymers and alloyed metals as much as possible, resulting in a reduction of production costs and sale price. The High Point carbine is sometimes incorrectly referred to as an assault rifle. In fact, it is just a semi-automatic pistol caliber carbine. It functions via a direct, simple blowback action. Alright, just in case you missed that, it's not an assault rifle. Moving on. The Tech 9 is the only gun used by either of them which could even feasibly be considered an assault weapon. And it's the only gun that has even come up in your statements which has a picture on your poster O Guns. While I don't consider the Tech 9 much of an assault weapon, It was specifically mentioned in the assault weapons ban, so I'll give you this one. One tiny detail of one of your points in your entire idiotic speech came pretty close to containing a shred of accuracy. Congratulations. Although, I presume you didn't have any idea which guns were actually used by the Columbine guys, so this was likely just a fluke. Credit retracted, you're still a dipshit. Finally, the Washington, D.C. snipers. Once again, it seems that you got a detail correct, although I don't expect you ought to get used to it. The D.C. snipers used a Bushmaster AR-15, which I think would commonly fall into the category of assault weapons. However, these snipers were using it as a sniper rifle. You said it yourself that assault weapons were intended for spray firing and trench warfare and shooting from the hip. These guys used it with a high-powered scope to shoot people from far away in a precision manner. This is something that a common hunting rifle could have accomplished, or rather excelled at. A bolt-action hunting rifle or a legitimate sniper rifle would be more accurate and powerful for this than an AR-15. It's actually arguable that because the DC snipers used an AR-15 as a sniper rifle, they were less effective in their goal of killing people than if they used a more fitting rifle. You say that assault weapons are attractive to mass murderers. You know what guns are attractive to murderers? Any gun they can get their hand on. They're insane. They mean to kill innocent people. If they can't get a gun, they'll use a knife, or a rope, or a car. You motherfuckers need to learn one day, though I know you never will, that you can't blame a gun or a bullet or the gun community or law-abiding Americans for the actions of a psychopath. If somebody beat you to death with a hammer, your dickwad like-minded friends wouldn't try to sue Home Depot or start making YouTube videos about why we need to ban hammers. But now that I think about it, no, your dickwad like-minded friends probably fucking would. I could probably go on for about another 50 hours about why the anti-gun community is biased and brainless and just plain wrong, but I'll leave it at this for now as to not get off topic. My point of this video was to describe all of the details of this woman's video that were completely fucked, and I feel like I've done that. Now bring on the hate comments, you goddamn spineless motherfuckers.